Gamers of Reddit, which gaming community is the nicest of all? Animal Crossing. Absolutely. Animal Crossing fans being happy about the delay for the new game, because it gives the employees a healthier work life pretty much sums up the community. Where do you find these fans? Only interaction with them I've had is the same as every other fandom. Where's X game? X sequel when? Say psych right now. Why isn't this X instead? You're talking about Y instead announcing X. You want a root, don't you? I follow a really nice Facebook group that just talks about Animal Crossing, cosplay, fan art, amiibo card trading, new games, old games. They are really supportive and kind about anything you post there and love sharing friend codes to pass around rare items or just show off their towns. I remember earlier this year there was this story about an 87-year-old grandma that had clocked in over 3,500 hours in it, and people were so positive and supportive they ended up buying her a Switch so she could play the new one when it comes out. Here is an article about it. This thread is definitely what I needed to get my day off to a happy and lovely start. Good vibes for everyone who is starting work. Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley have an absolutely wonderful community. Everyone seems so nice, creative and supportive. The only toxic thing I saw was that somebody made a mod which whitewashed the game by race swapping Demetrius, one of the only 2 people of color in the game. The community responded with a mod which replaced everyone and everything with Demetrius. The only toxic thing about that community is Clint trying to give gifts to my wife that he makes me go get. Literally not knowing how to interact with a woman. Seriously. In game you have to tell him to treat women like normal people. Bitch gets mad when no one notices his new shows are the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies. Bitch, we are here to watch this incredible natural wonder and I'm mad that no one notices your shoes. Maybe if you didn't spend every night drinking alone and sweetly staring at the bartender from across the bar you'd have some friends. Emily will never ask you out neckbuzz nice guy piece of. I will give you every piece of trash I find cause that's how much I hate you. Edit. Someone please make a mod where you can. Rob Clint. Google dinosaur. IDK. The dude I play with is always an asshole. The only truly nice community. I don't know about that. People can turn pretty bitter when it comes to their internet not working. At least the dinosaur tries its best to cheer them up. If the community is small tends to be friendly and nice. I remember when League wasn't so toxic. People had fun with the game. Now it's just 10-year-olds screaming and streamers acting out for views. This is normal for large communities. The larger it gets the more people are in it, the bigger the chance to have toxic people. The only communities who defy this trend are PvE/single player game communities like Skyrim, Sorta, Warframe, the nicest to know, and The Witcher 3, unless it's discussions about best girls. Also some mobile games focused on PvE like Final Fantasy Xvius and Grand Summoners, a relatively unknown game, with a ton of collabs. Rimworld has a pretty nice community. They just take all of their sociopathy out on their colonists. The Rimworld community accepts everyone, no matter their horrible past. There is no judgment there. Unless you're a pyro, then straight to the chopping block. My last pyro incident wasn't even my own fault. A caravan came through same time as a raid. They lost some people and stuck around inside a cave that a raider had thrown a Molotov into. One of the visitors lost their husband and suffered from heat stroke, slept outside in the heat, had a mental break from severe pain and hunger. Nobody healed her. I guess they didn't have anyone with doctor and lit my farm on fire. Not Rust. The Rust community is hilariously toxic. That's one of the things that drew me to get it. Almost 200 hours later, 1.2k reporting in point run. Run for your life and never look back. You mean a game where you can eat your opponent's flesh is toxic? Hey, I'll have you know the Rimworld community are some of the nicest folks, just not to the colonists and natives. Kerbal Space Program. Seriously, some people post the most mind-boggling insane all the time. However, every time a beginner posts super basic stuff, everyone cheers and encourages them and gives tons of advice. I love it. I mean, imagine posting in a FPS community just made my first kill with a screenshot. I'm not sure the response would be the same, lol. Yeah, when I told them how my first satellite got shot out of the sky by my second satellite, they didn't make fun of my incompetence, but told me how astronomically lucky I had to be to hit something like that without trying. Also, they said some prayers for Deep Space Jabedia, who I'm pretty sure would take a year of real world time to get back to Coven on his current trajectory. Let's be real, you haven't really played KSP till you've stranded Jeb or Val in deep space, accomplished something we all were able to do at the start of our journey towards space, and make a happy post about it. 1,000 upvotes into the front page with nothing but comments of encouragement, even when the accomplishment is just a spectacular failure on a simple task. This is what this game is about. At the same time, others share incredibly complex and impressive builds. Both beginners and real pros are very welcome in the very same community. I have never played KSP, but it's interesting to read your reply. This is how I tell apart a great local skateboard community from a rather hostile or territorial one as well. Usually, in places where people build their own park, they want people to skate on it and have fun. Very often in scatter parks that have been built by the gov, it has a couple territorial people that don't see the value of sharing what they got, or just ain't as social at all. I have a feeling the achievements and goals you get in Kerbal Space Program is very similar to skateboarding. It's all individual achievements, but you'll share the same road to mastering something, and find great pride in both achieving that goal and being there when someone masters something new. The same thing you see in scatter parks, regardless if it's built by the gov or not, that if someone has tried a trick for the past 2 to 3 hours, it doesn't matter how basic it is, you best believe everyone will be rooting for ya, slamming their decks and making noise cause they know what it took to land it. I kinda want to get into KSP now, just to get the feel of the community you guys are sharing. Sounds dope. Scrolled a bit and didn't see it listed, so the Terraria community. My personal favorite is a Destiny community, but I see plenty of toxicity there. Have never seen anything toxic in the Terraria community. They're awesome. Destiny, in my opinion, is more of a mixed bag. I found it depends on which area of the game you're in, PvP or PvE. People really like bitching about overpowered loadouts when they can be on the receiving end of it. It's mainly also because Bungie doesn't want to balance things independent of platform and game mode. The Destiny community can be pretty toxic sometimes, but I think the biggest issue is people think feedback and criticism are toxic when it's not. The community just really loves the game and gets really into it. It's in the best state it's ever been in. The Dwarf Fortress community. r/Dwarf Fortress here on Reddit. We may be cruel, heartless, tyrannical maniacs to our dwarves, but we are friendly to each other. We're all united by our hatred of elves. If someone says League of Legends, it is the biggest lie in the universe. The thing is, early days of League were really chill, and almost no one was toxic. Now it's just 10-year-olds screaming, and streamers acting out for views. IDK what Reagan you are, but I always remember you were being toxic af even from season 2 lol player from you were beta times here people were not chill, cause the game just didn't load, or crashed anyway, no full game possible, so just didn't anyway. I moved from UWA to Girina region, and it is a lot worse here. Mate, back in Goa days it was chillaf. Everyone was a bit special back then. Running stuff like Heal Clarity Ashmid, and where jungling was something only Warwick did and was optional.